to Bible on the Go with Dr. Dan and our 400 episode celebration. Boy, what fun it's been over the years, and it's just going to continue. I thank you so much. If you're watching right now, we are live because we wanted to talk about the exciting things that have happened at Bible on the Go in the past year, or shall we say since the 300th video. We're now at 400 videos. I just think it's awesome, and I just wanted to come live and tell you about some of the great things that are happening. Well, one of the things that's happened since I've been doing this channel is I've gotten a question from time to time, enough for me to mention it at this point. Hey, Dr. Dan, give us a tour of the library behind you. Well, guess what? We're about to give you a tour of the library behind me. And I'm going to start at the very top. Actually, I'm just going to start talking about how I have these books on my shelf. For example, this 1 to 12, and I was amazed that the 12 volumes actually fit inside of this. This is the Expositor's Bible Commentary. Now, there's been several versions of the Expositor's Bible Commentary. This one was done in the 80s when I was a student in Bible college. And I always thought, one of these days, I'm going to get the Expositor's Bible Commentary, because this was all before digital Bibles. It was all before digital Bible software. And the thought was, if you had money to spend on one commentary set, get this one. That's what my professors told me. So I had the Expositor's Bible Commentary with the New International Version in my sights. And later on, as things developed, I got this as a birthday gift. And it was awesome. And so I've treasured it, and I have it. And I also have it digitally. When the upgraded one came along, I got the upgraded one digitally. But I just think it's beautiful, and I love it. This is the Expositor's Bible Commentary. And, of course, since things have started in digital Bibles and digital software, you can have access to a whole lot of commentaries. But let's talk about this top shelf. When I was a child, I went to a very small Assemblies of God church, and I had a great relationship with the pastor there, and I got saved. I came to Jesus at the age of 5 from a life of sin and degradation, where I was drinking a quart of Kool-Aid every day and popping M&Ms. I was a mess. But Jesus found me. And later on, after I went to Bible college, and the pastor that had been my pastor in those years at that church had passed away, his spouse gave me this full set of the Ironside Commentary. This is his books with his notes, and it's on the top shelf because I treasure it. I think it's awesome. And, of course, I also have them digitally. Well, over here on this other shelf, I got something. Up here are study Bibles that I've reviewed, and I love them. And look, there's the New King James Study Bible, the NLT Bible from Tyndale. This is a Filament Bible. It's awesome. We'll talk about that later. The Jeremiah Study Bible, and I haven't even done a review on it yet. And the Life in the Spirit Study Bible, done a review on that. NIV Application Bible, we just did that one. It's just been fun. And so I've got these up here. Here's that Bible study recap thing that's not a Bible, but it's the Tara Lee Cobble study, Bible recap thing. And, you know, she's got a YouTube, and she's got a podcast. She's got all these wonderful things that people love. And so I put it up here because that video got like 4,000 views. So, it's worthy of honor. And, of course, the Action Bible. And here's Where God Came Down by Joel Kramer. I've put a link in the post about Joel Kramer's YouTube channel, because the dude makes videos from Israel, and it's amazing. What made him famous was the Bible versus the Book of Mormon. video that was done. And we love all you Mormon people, but hey, guess what? It's gonna be okay. It's a fun video to watch. So anyway, I've got, and then right here on this second row, I've got these amazing devotional books that are the from the library of Charles Spurgeon. I dare you to ask me what my favorite devotional is. Okay, I'll tell you. Morning Evening with Charles Spurgeon. The dude gets happy about Jesus every morning and every evening, and I pull it up on my phone. I can even back tap on my phone, and it brings up the logo software with the morning and evening from Charles Spurgeon, and I quote him when I preach. I just love it. And I've got from the library of C.S. Lewis. These are devotional books that I love. And then I've got from the library of A.W. Tozer. And let's hear it for these. Yeah, hey, pretty awesome. Okay, look at this. Things Seen and Heard in Bible Lands by H.A. Ironside. Yes, the Ironside Bible commentary. Somebody's praising. And then all of these are hymn books, because the older songs that we used to sing, good night, high theology, like Hark the Herald Angels Sings, for example. I've done a few videos on scriptures and hymns. I have a playlist if you're interested in that. But every time, over the years, every time I find a book, a hymn book that is for sale, like for 50 cents at a book sale, I buy it. And I'll just tell you right now, this book right here, Melodies of Praise, this was the hymn book when I was a child. I used to write inside of these. I mean, this is, hey, let's go. And then before that, they had songs we sing complete, like here's assembly songs from back when the Assemblies of God was first around. I just thought that was a treasure. And then I went to the Baptist Seminary, and I've got the Baptist hymnal in here someplace. Here's the current one before we switched to choruses, Singing's Praise, and that's a fun one. But that's what these are, okay? And then on this shelf, I saw a movie when I was a young adult, newly married, in fact. No, it's a young adult, and it's called A Man Called Peter. And I watched that movie, and I just thought, who is this Peter Marshall guy? He was the chaplain of the Senate in World War II. Well, come to find out, he passed away during World War II, or right after World War II, if I'm not mistaken. I forget. But anyway, it was this big tragedy. His wife wrote a book called A Man Called Peter, which is the movie's based on. And so she started putting together all his sermons. And so I've got his books right here, Peter Marshall. Here's A Man Called Peter. Here's A Man Called Peter. And then here's The Light and the Glory, his sermons. I actually got to stand behind his pulpit in Washington, D.C. It was amazing. Okay, just remembered that, triggered it. This one, Wartime Sermons of Peter Marshall, the sermons that he preached at New York Avenue Presbyterian Church in World War II. Good night. Okay, so I've got those, and I just put Lord of the Rings there just to remind me there's some books I haven't finished. I mean, yeah, like, and then here's the Simple Faith of Mr. Rogers. Do you know Mr. Rogers was a Presbyterian minister? That was awesome. His whole ministry on public television. Oh, look, Future Without Fear by Dr. David Langston. Yes, I wrote a book called Future Without Fear. And I'll talk more about it if I have time later on. But it's available on Amazon. Okay, so there's the library tour. And guess what? Oh, look, we have a question that has come in. And it's, what's your favorite hymn? I'll tell you what, I know the answer to that. It's, well, hey, now it can be debated whether or not this is an actual hymn, but it is in the hymn book, okay? And it is, When We All Get to Heaven. Woo! Sing the wondrous love of Jesus. Sing his mercy and his grace. In those mansions, bright and blessed, he'll prepare for us a place. I love that one so much. I've made it clear to my family that at my funeral, the last thing they need to do is stand and sing all 4 verses. Good, not, or 5 if there are 5. But that's my favorite hymn. Now, another one that's really close is Redeemed How I Love to Proclaim It, Let Me Tell You. it's high theology. And if you're talking about Christmas, because nobody asked this question, but I'm gonna answer my own question. My favorite Christmas hymn, "Hark the Herald Angels Sings." Okay, Felix Mendelssohn did the music. Charles Wesley or John Wesley, one of them, wrote the words to it. And I mean, come on, mild he lays his glory by. What a wonder. Okay, and so yeah, hymn books. Let's go. Okay, there's lots of good theology in those hymns. And why are we here live? We're here live because we have just crossed the 400 video marker, and I couldn't be happier about it. Okay, so we've done a library tour, and now it's into perpetuity because this video will be posted up on there. And we talked about Peter Marshall. Now the question has been asked in the past, Dr. Dan, why did you decide to do poster videos on Sunday nights? Well, guess what? I have an answer for that. The answer is they canceled Sunday night church in my tradition. And for 45 years, since birth, I've been going to church on Sunday nights. And all of a sudden, I had all this free time. And I was thinking about Bible study and how are people going to learn the Bible? How are we going to do things now? And I thought, well, we've got YouTube, and my producer said when we were having yogurt at a place, why don't you do a short thing on YouTube and about Bibles, because you're always wanting to talk about Bibles and study Bibles. And my family was always like, you're always talking about Bibles when we go to the bookstore. And so you could do it online, and people that want to watch it could watch it. And that's how Bible on the Go with Dr. Dan was started, and why it's every Sunday night at 6 p.m. That's the reason, for those of you who are wondering. Okay, it's riveting. Okay, now I have a question for y'all. Y'all, what's your favorite Bible? Put it in the comments, and we'll find out. Because look here. Now here's a question that we got. What study Bible do you recommend for someone who's not a fan of reading in general? Good question. Let me tell you something, okay? Because we don't have it's not a crisis if you don't like to read, because guess what? There are Bible apps now that have audio Bibles built into them with different kinds of plans. Like you can listen to the Bible, listen to the New Testament in a week or a month, things like that. And so I'm all about audiobooks and audio Bibles. If you don't like reading, listen to an audio Bible, okay? Because now there's dramatized versions. You can do it with NIV, you can do it with King James, get someone with beautiful British accent, right? If you want, you can customize it. There's even a Women's Voices audio Bible where you can choose between different styles of voices. It's amazing, all the options out there. So my short answer is the Filament Bible app with a Filament Bible, if you like paper and digital together, okay? If you want to kind of see that. Or just get the NIV Bible app because it's got built-in audio things. And if I'm not mistaken, YouVersion has a built-in Bible app, and it's free. Bible Gateway has that as well in their app. Now, I do have to tell you, on my webpage, I've got links to all this. In fact, I've got a free Bible that's available to the world from Fetch.Bible that is the Berean Standard Bible. And I built it into my website. So when you go to BibleOnTheGo.org, it presents the whole Bible to you. Okay? And that's really cool. But if you click on resources, if you drag down just a little bit, you click on resources, I've got links to all these kinds of Bibles and apps and audio Bibles and things like that. So you don't have to go through the hard thing of doing, what's the word? I'm Googling it. So you have to sort through all the stuff. I've already done the work for you. And it's at BibleOnTheGo.org. You click on resources, and there it all is. and it's fun that way. So that was a really good question. We shouldn't think that reading is, something holy. No, it's just a delivery system. So if you prefer visual things and audio things, guess what? There are plenty of options out there, and of course, there's Bible on the Go with Dr. Dan that you can watch too. That was a really good question, and here's the thing: talking about study Bibles are so vast now, right? I mean, you can get academic focused note study Bibles. You can get devotional focused note study Bibles. You can get demographic ones like for men, for women, for kids, right? We've got the Action Bible that really a lot of adults like the Action Bible. So don't be shy. Get you an Action Bible and go on the adventure of Bible study, right? The NIV application Bible that just came out, we just did a video a few weeks ago. Let me tell you, the NIV application Bible, if you like the NIV, way to go, NIV application Bible, right? Because it's got both of them. Oh, hey, somebody likes the NLT, so do I. Okay, and I like the NIV. Somebody else said I like the NIV, but also enjoy the visuals of the illustrated study Bible. No kidding, right? Because the NIV. Let's hear it for Zondervan, HarperCollins, right? They have gone wild, okay, with their study Bibles. But listen here, if you want clarity, okay, that question just lit me up. Because if you want clarity, okay, then you need to look at the New Living Translation, because you just know immediately, okay? You just know immediately what it says. I have a PhD. I've taught at a Bible college for years. But when I first read through the New Living Translation, let me tell you something, okay? I learned stuff that I'd never learned before, especially in the Old Testament, because the New Living Translation really gets it done. Now, here's what I think is a myth about Bible study: that you have to only study one Bible. No, don't create that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Conflict in your life. Okay, you might read the Net Bible for a couple of weeks and then move over to the New Living Translation, or read the New Living Translation on a 2-year reading plan or on your app, and then switch back to the NIV. You might, at Christmas time, want to roll over to the King James Version, right? There's so much available now in terms of apps and phones and being able to switch between versions. And someday you might just be in the bookstore and just think, you know what? I like this Bible, and I've never read the New King James. I'm going to get that Bible. I'm going to read that for a while, because you always learn something different as you roll through different kinds of Bibles. But let me tell you something. New Living Translation is a winner. Okay, it is highly academic. Okay, and Planet Kids asks, this is another question we got: do you have any plans to review more kids or teens Bibles? Yes, I do. Because there's so many out there. We've just hit the tip of the iceberg with that. Yes, we're going to look at kids' Bibles and teens' Bibles, because guess what? People buy those, and the publishers just keep putting them out there, and we're going to, I got a flash for you, we are going to be doing more of those. Absolutely. Now, we've got another question. We've mentioned the fact that audio Bibles are now ubiquitous. Okay? I'm sorry, I just used a big word. Ubiquitous means everywhere. Okay? You can find a free audio Bible that you like, that you can listen to in your car through Google Play or Apple Play or just simple Bluetooth. It's more than possible. It's all about what works best for you, right, in terms of your workflow. For example, at church, I'm on the fence about whether or not I should take my paper Bible. Sometimes I just take my paper Bible in case I might need it, and so I can just stay focused, right? But sometimes the pastor makes mention of a word that I get really curious, and I know that on my phone I can do an instant word study on it, And so, guess what? All right? There's just so many different ways to do it. Now, we do need to talk, before we finish this thing off, about Future Without Fear. Celebrating victory in Revelation. Did you know that I have Future Without Fear in audio format on Audible? Ask some of my friends if you ever find them, okay, how wild I went when I discovered, okay, that I just got the notification that Audible had put my book on Audible, and it's still there, and you can get Future Without Fear on Audible, read by yours truly. Some people say they like it. Cool. Now, people are reading this book, and I'm thrilled about it. And people will walk up to me at church and say they just finished it and they love it, and they told their friends about it, and their friends buy it. I love that. Okay, for two reasons. I like it when people buy my book. Okay, yeah, there's that. But what thrills my soul, that people are being drawn back to Revelation, because that book is a book of victory for the believer. And so we have it in paperback, we have it in hardback, we have it on ebooks for you Kindle types and you Nook types. Okay, and I've had people read that and they're like, oh, it's so refreshing. And so you can get it, you can go to Amazon and get it. And guess what? You might be wondering about this. There are two different churches, one on the East Coast and one in the great state of Oklahoma, that like the book so much they bought multiple copies for their small groups through Amazon, right? And that's awesome. Let me know if you did that. Send me an email at BibleOnTheGo.drdan@gmail.com. Tell me about it. I want to celebrate with you. I want to know that we're having a good effect with that. It's a fun thing to do, and apparently it works, and it works well in those kind of settings, where everybody starts reading the book, and then they come back and they talk about it and they study the book of Revelation. Because surprise, surprise, the New Living Translation, the NIV, okay, the Net Bible, you're reading Revelation, it's as clear as it can be. Jesus is coming back in power, and he's going to do, and for his church, and the hope of forgiveness is always available for whosoever will. And so, hey, Future Without Fear, celebrating victory in Revelation. You can find it in Amazon, you can Google it. And we're about to wrap this up. Now, don't forget that I have a Revelation playlist. I've covered the whole book of Revelation, several different videos. You might enjoy watching that. And we've talked about that. We've talked about church stuff and the feedback. Okay, for my last thing, what if you teach Sunday school? What if you're a small group leader and you're thinking to yourself, I want to ask this question, but I don't know how to ask it. I'll just ask it for you. Dr. Dan, what advice do you have for Bible study leaders, like youth pastors, Sunday school teachers, small group leaders? I've got some advice for you. And it's helpful, I think. Number one, don't assume that people that are listening to you know what you know about the Bible. They probably don't. They've been busy. They haven't had time to read their Bibles or listen to the Bible, or who knows, for all kinds of reasons. So declare the truth of God's word with confidence. You have a passion for studying the Bible. Make sure that everybody in your sphere of influence knows about it. So, because your pastor's just waiting for you to volunteer to teach the Bible, okay, in a small group, people do not know what you think they do about the Bible. Okay, number two, don't assume that people care about the Bible like you do. They probably don't. Okay, but they need your passion. They need you to declare the wonderful truths of God's word. And the Holy Spirit does amazing things when we dare to teach the Bible, where he lights up the souls of people and speaks truth into their life. You will reach people that I could never reach through Bible on the Go with Dr. Dan, just by your sphere of influence. Take your Bible and study it and declare it to people that need to know about it. And don't worry about the whole, listen here, don't ever get bored with Jesus. He's the best news ever. And don't freak out when people disagree with you. Guess what? When people disagree with you, when you look into it, you discover that they probably hadn't thought about it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for subscribing to Bible on the Go with Dr. Dan. Thank you for the hundreds of people that have shared these videos. It's making a big difference. And thank you for watching the videos. Now you can just keyword search through all 400 videos. I appreciate all the watchers. I appreciate all the subscribers. I appreciate all of you who are sharing the good news of the gospel with people who need to hear it. Thank you for joining me every week at Bible on the Go with Dr. Dan.